For 8 and 9, this is also going to be slope-intercept form. We have the y by itself. Okay, we see that here. And then we have the form mx, m being a number, and then plus b, so the last number being our b value. So I'm going to go ahead and do slope-intercept form for both of these problems. Okay, so for our m, we have 1/3. For our b, we have -2. So we are going to begin at that -2 on the y-axis. And then we're going to rise 1 and run 3. Okay, and then we're also going to go down 1, left 3. And graph our line, make sure we have our arrows. Okay, in number 9, we also have slope of a -1/3. And b is -3. So from the y-axis, we go to -3. And then our slope would be down 1, right 3, since 3 is positive. And then up 1, left 3, to go the opposite direction. Okay. For number 10 and 11, these are just going to be either vertical or horizontal lines. So for the y, it tells you, go to the y-axis, put a point at -2. So y-axis, point at -2. And you have to draw it the opposite direction of y. So I'm going to use a colorful pen here so that it stands out a little more. And then in number 11, you're going to go to the x-axis and put a point at 3. So x at 3. And then we're going to do a vertical line, which is the opposite of the x-axis, and draw up and down. And that's all you have to do. Okay. Then on the 2 here, 12 and 13, both of these are definitely not slope-intercept form because this has y by itself. Y is not by itself here. Okay. So we can't use that. So then we look, okay, we have point-slope form. Does it look like this? Yes, because this has parentheses, and so do these. Okay. So my question is, what is your slope and what is your point? And for these two, your m is going to always be in the middle. Okay, that's kind of nice. So I've got slope as a -3/1, and in number 13 I have slope as 1/3. Now my point. So when I do a point, you have to remember it's going to be x and y. Okay. Secondly, this x right here is near this -2. This is my x. And this 4 is very close to the y, so this is my y. And instead of writing -2, -4, when I take these two numbers out of the equation, they become the opposite. So this would be a +2 and a +4. So same idea here. I take the 5 out, I'm going to have a -5. Take the 2 out, it becomes a -2. And again, that's x and y. Okay, so what do you do first? Well, when to graph it, you have to always graph your point first. So I'm going to graph 2, 4. So over 2, up to the 4. Okay, and then from that point, I need to do my slope, which is a -3/1. So I'm going to count down 3, right 1. Down 3, right 1. And I can do it one more time, down 3, right 1. Okay, so the pencil dot, that is my starting point, x and then y, and then the pink dots are my slopes. So in 13, we're going to start with that -5, -2, so I go to the 0, 0, I go over -5, down -2, and then my slope is up 1, right 3, up 1, right 3. Okay, once I have my point, can't make any more, I can go ahead and draw my line. Okay. Alright. For the bottom two, these are not slope-intercept form because they have to have y by themselves, right? And these do not have y by themselves. They are not point slope form because point slope form has parentheses and this does not. So our last one that we're left with is standard form. Okay? And this is standard form because x and y are on the same side together. So that kind of works out there. And a couple things. One, I want to see, like, can I cover this up and find x and find y and be able to graph that on my graph? So this is like what I call like the cover up method, but you're literally just covering up y, find x, cover up x, find y. So for 14, if I cover up, I have x equals 6. And if I cover up x, I've got 2y equals 6. So divide by 2, y is 3. So I go to x is 6, y is 3, put my 2 dots, and I connect them. Okay, and number 15, same idea. Cover up my y. I have negative 3x plus 6. Sorry, negative 3x equals 6. Divide by negative 3, x is negative 2. Then for the y is just 6. So x, put a point at negative 2. Y, put a point at 6. And then connect those 2 points.